never dawned on me that Shawn Porter was also PBC. I forgot all about that. That really slipped my mind, right? Now that I think about it, Terrence Crawford, he just fought Shawn Porter last. And Shawn Porter is PBC. When Terrence Crawford fought Terrence Crawford was still in the top rank. That was his last fight. So I think that throws out this whole thing about PBC not wanting to work with Top Rank, right? I mean, they also lined up other fights with other promotional companies, things like that. They did that with Wild and Fury, right? Kind of the same thing, right? So, when you think about it, why did they let Fury fight Wilder? Did they believe Fury was gonna knock him out? I mean, did they believe Wilder was gonna smoke Fury and just get him out of there like he was no match for him? Did they miscalculate that one? Were they trying to cash Wilder out? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I just find that really odd that the Shawn Porter fight was made really easy. It wasn't hard. It wasn't going back and forth with negotiations. Nothing, right? And I guess you could argue, hey man, the Porter fight wasn't as big as the Spence and Crawford fight. But when you really think about it, man, the Spence and Crawford fight, it would have did much better than the Crawford and Porter fight. They would have flipped their money. Whatever they put into it, they would have got back probably double, right? When you think about it, a fight of that magnitude, an undisputed matchup, two undefeated fighters. Are you telling me that they couldn't come up with the money for that and knowing that they was gonna make big bank back? I just found that a little strange. And I think they used it's starting to really make sense. It's all starting to really make sense now. This whole thing is not Terrence Crawford's fault. This is really Errol Spence's team, or even Errol Spence. It could be both of them, man. I would say a little bit of both. I can't put it on Bud no more. Now that I really think about it, man, the whole thing about the side of the street stuff, that was really squashed when Terrence Crawford fought Shawn Porter. But before that, it was squashed when Fury fought Wilder. I'm trying to think of any other fights. So they can't use that anymore. So when you think about it, man, there has to be another motive to why this Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight is taking so long to make. And what I'm starting to really believe is Al Heyman's starting to realize Errol Spence is one of his biggest cash cows over there. He's the biggest belt holder over there, and he's marketable. I think Errol Spence, man, they started marketing him as this killer because when it came to this whole Mayweather and the boxing gym thing, I think that's where a lot of the hype with Errol Spence started, and he used that to skyrocket his career almost, man. But there's no reason why that fight should have been made, other than there's no reason why. The only reason why now I kind of see what everybody is saying. This fight has not been made yet because they're treading very lightly. They're trying to discourage Terrence Crawford from actually taking this fight with Errol Spence because I think they realize, like everybody already knows, that Terrence Crawford beats Errol Spence, and that totally makes Errol Spence stock go down. He has no more belts. He goes up. He can't fight for any more belts right away because he's not a champion anymore. All that kind of stuff goes out the window if Errol Spence loses those belts. They don't want Errol Spence to lose the belts to another fighter. They would rather him vacate before they allow him to lose a belt to Terrence Crawford. I think that's what's going on, dude. They know Shawn Porter was nothing. They let him fight Porter. Porter's nothing. He was nothing. He was probably on his way out. Porter wasn't no big value to PBC like that. So they didn't give a shit about Crawford getting smoking Shawn Porter. It's making a lot of sense. It's making a lot of sense, dude. Because when you look at it, all these other fights with PBC, some fights were made with other promotional companies. How come this one is such a big problem? They was ready to make the fight with Canelo. Canelo was with Golden Boy, I believe, at the time, right? I think he was. Why all of a sudden now it's hitting standstills when Crawford's not with Top Rank? They couldn't even use the top rank shit no more because Shawn Porter fought Terrence Crawford when he was on top rank. That's out the court. That's out the door. They can't use that excuse anymore. So there's really no excuses to why these dudes are not fighting Terrence Crawford. He took his a low ball offer, and they still was trying to push the fight to like next year, or telling him it's gonna be next year to stall it out some more, to frustrate him so he can move up. Like I told y'all he was gonna try to do, but this time he kind of head faked him and took a fight with Avanesian. That kind of threw him off. I think that's what everybody really wanted Crawford to drop that WBO. That's why people are fucking mad at Terrence Crawford. They didn't want him to. They wanted him to drop that belt so Errol Spence could have an easier path to that fucking WBO and become undisputed. But Terrence Crawford threw a wrench in that motherfucking plan and instead took a David Avanesian fight. That boy Terrence Crawford is an ill motherfucker, dude. He's a smart motherfucker. Think about that for a minute. Really think about that shit, bro. That's why these dudes is mad. They mad because Terrence Crawford didn't drop the belt. They wanted him to drop that WBO so they boy Spence could have an easier path to that belt, dude. Like I've been telling y'all from last year, some of our videos, that's what they were trying to do to Bud. And he head faked him. Wow, unbelievable. Yo, I'm off this, man. Let me know what y'all think. Drop a comment. This is your boy, Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch y'all later, and I'm out.